I remember the day when we came out, Croke Park is an unusual place and you were either up for it or you're not, but it was almost like thunder and lightning. When we appeared on the field, Hill 16 just went ablaze. You almost didn't feel your own legs. I remember going up to Hill 16, the actual noise coming off Hill 16, and I was fortunate enough to get a goal.
Larry Murphy's in there challenging Tom Dempsey as well, and it's a goal for Wexford, and Tom Dempsey scored. Wexford.
I remember scoring the goal, turning my back, and it just like the stadium was after erupting. I suppose if I was to say what it felt like, this was my sporting dream.
For the moment, we're looking forward to hearing more from the Wexford lads at their victory banquet over in the Grand Hotel in Malahide. Let's go back again and rejoin Ger Canning.
Yes, indeed, and from one Larry to another, this is Larry O'Gorman. Was it the greatest day of your life?
We were facing into the biggest welcoming in life you'll ever achieve, and I'll never forget coming into Wexford on an open deck bus and the big dragon at the front of the bus and the flames coming out of the dragon, and when the dragon flames went out, the smoke went, and there was 50,000-60,000 people at Dunstore's car park. I was blown away by it. I just couldn't believe it. We're All Ireland Champions. You're going to be heroes, legends for the rest of your lives, no matter what happens after today.
This is the most wonderful day that Wexford has ever seen. Not 14 men, but 14 soldiers.
You did it. You did everyone proud.
God bless Wexford and Louis Griffin.
She came out of Mr. John Whelan's yard at 12 o'clock. We painted her up on Wednesday night and we got her ready and we're here today the whole way from Wexford. And she's flying. What did you think of the match today?
Unbelievable. Still can't believe we won it. Unnatural.
What was the best part of it?
Tom Dempsey put the ball in the back of the net. Joe Faye to get over it.
It was great. It was wonderful. It was a great occasion and great celebrations for everyone. And that went on for weeks, months, maybe even years after.
They had those 7 points to spare. Full-time score. Tipperary 2-16. Wexford, the All Ireland Champions, 15. Wexford are out of the championship.
There's ups and downs. Life is a roller coaster. Hurling sport is a roller coaster as well, particularly when you wear a purple and gold jersey.
You were the king of the town. You were this, that, a whole lot of people couldn't get enough of you. And then when it came to 97, 98, when Wexford started falling off, then the people, these little backstabbers seemed to appear again. And they said we weren't good enough. We're living on our own history. We're living on glory days or whatever stuff like that. And
you would for 3 or 4 years after the All Ireland, you wouldn't have to buy a pint. And then there's a little bit of getting your mind right with the fact that all of a sudden then you're getting a bit older, nobody kind of recognises you as much, and there's new kids on the block, and that can be a difficult one. And
I knew it was coming to an end somewhere at some time, but I just had a passion and a love to stay on, and I wish I could have stayed on forever and ever, but it didn't happen to be. And there was a new management set up, and I think they said, look, they more or less had it in their head that Larry had his days. He's gone by his sell-by date, really. I don't know whether I wanted Wexford to win or not, to be honest, because I wasn't part of it.
I think if the GPA were to do something at the moment, put something in place for retiring hurlers, just to give them what this come down off the high is going to be, because it can have a very, very tough effect. And I think every player will admit that there was a little bit of a down when they retired from hurling.
This was kind of a famous picture now. Like when you look at myself on that one, that could be anyone. Could happen to anyone. It happens in games. That was taken directly after All Ireland. I jokingly said to people that, well, I just couldn't go any further and I fell down on my knees and I just happened to try to get up with my hands and whatever and tried to get it. But no, it's a spiritual thing. It's nice to have some sort of belief. Like, I'm very, very lucky. I feel very lucky. So I just thank God for bringing us through after beating in 13 finals, I suppose, to win the last one you were ever going to play in. You got a chance to play in one. You were never going to get a chance to play in another one. Retirement is not for everybody who play. I had to come down from coming down from playing an All Ireland final to retirement, and say, oh, she went down on a high, but there's a void straight away. You know, you're going from playing at the top in All Ireland final celebrations and everything, so to come back down to family life and come back down onto the farm, but the void, you're taking a high percentage of your life away, which is probably 50-60%, probably 60%, maybe more. So that wasn't easy to come down, and to deal with that, probably never dealt with it. And no one ever asked me, do you miss playing? And I said, no, I'm grand retired, because I didn't want to go there. So you say, no, I didn't bother with it. And I said, yeah, it's great to finish on the top, because that was kind of romantic. That's kind of rider over stuff, but I was just on the outside looking in. I continued farming for a number of years after that, and then an opportunity came to go coaching. And I said, this is fantastic, this is a great way to get back into the game again, only you won't have to play, so I went coaching. So working every day. No, I'd say, I won't say my family, I didn't probably should have spent more time, but I grew up in that world, but I just did too much. And pressures of life then as well. You want to be accepted, but if you keep failing, and you want to be accepted, something's got to give, And one day I just, bang, all the lights went out. That's a very frightening place to be, because nothing is working. You cannot sleep, you cannot eat, you cannot turn on the television, you have no energy, you cannot get any light in your life at all. It's just pitch darkness. People are saying you have anxiety or you have depression or whatever. I had no idea what they were, and I had no idea what anxiety was, and that was tough. But my family, Ellen was, superb, a very strong person, who kept me there, and was always there. Family was always there, but thankfully come out the other side of it after I did a bit of time in John and God in Dublin, and I'm absolutely not ashamed. I knew I needed help, so that's why people need to go to the hospital. And basically, what causes that is the amount of pressure that comes on a person. Are we able for? No, we are able for some. We're not able for a lot. Process what you're taking in, and take in no more, and be able to say no, and you will survive. And you'll be admired for that.
I was told recently, there was a quiz came up, there are only 9 people living in Wexford that have scored a goal in an All Ireland final, and I just happen to be one of them, and I suppose that's nice. And the one thing I would say, yes, people have been nice, and I know people wanted me to do well, but you have to condition yourself to say, it's just sport, really. It's not life. It doesn't pay the mortgage for you, and it's nice. It is nice, but on a very local, it's easy. You're easily recognised in that. But yeah, it's a feeling that you'll always have.
I never forget driving down the road with Barry Goff, a great club man of mine. He knew I wasn't happy. He asked me, he says, "You're upset, Larry, what's wrong?" And I told him the story that that's my days are numbered as a Wexford hurler, and I was emotional about it, really. And he put his hand on my shoulder, he says, "Larry, you don't have to worry about anything in life." He says, "What you've done for Wexford hurling will be remembered in years and years to come." So he chuffed me a little bit. I went home, put my bag in the corner, took out a bottle of whiskey, had a whiskey, sat back and relaxed, and I toasted Wexford and Larry O'Gorman, and thanks for the great memories that Wexford people had given to me and what I had given to them. So
a few pike things there on the match awards. The 3 children are over here. Katie's the oldest on the right, then Barry is on the left, and then we have Ella down here in front. They're all getting on great, thanks be to God, and very proud of them. And but that's life. So if you can get them to 18 or 20 years of age, that's your All Ireland medal.